Hey everybody, this is Dave coming to you from the Gaming Cave. Today we're going to continue our playthrough of Interceptor Ace Volume 2 from Compass Games and designed by Fernando Sola Ramos. Okay, something I went back and double checked and picked up on, and that's my fatigue level. So the nice thing they included really in this game is a way to track your experience points, your game points, and your victories and fatigue points. And then I went back and looked because I had not been calculating these right. The first mission, I had a fatigue point. The second mission, I pick up a fatigue point plus I parachuted, so that's 2, so that puts me at 3. Then the next mission I retrofitted, so I was down to 2, but the next one, I fly, that puts me at 3. I parachute, that's 4, and I take a light wound, that's 5. Then I reduce it by 1, down to 4, reduce it by 1, down to 3. I go on my next mission, brings it up to 4, and I parachute, takes it to 5, and now I refit, so I'm down to 4. So now I start April 44 with 4 fatigue points. So I got that squared away. I also had, if you watched my last video, you know I had 2 experience points. I did spend those 2 experience points. And I decided to buy, for 1 point, the parachute skill, because I seem to be doing that a lot. And the reflexes skill to help me in my dogfighting or attacks. So that's where we're at. Okay, so let's get started here. And let's find out where we're going, or what the next target is. So now we're going to be on the April 44. We're out of March and into April. We roll 2d6. And the roll is 12. And that is Ludwigshafen, Frankfurt. Okay. So I fly out of Münster. Put my aircraft there at Münster. And the target is Frankfurt, which is here. So I'm going to get at these guys before they drop their bombs, if I can get there onto them this time. All right. And we got to check weather. So we roll 2d6. And no modifier. A 10 is still good weather. So we still have good weather. All right. All right, next thing we have to do is roll for the Allied fighter bomber attack. That is on table A3. And in April 44, A1 is a fighter bomber attack. 2 to 6 is none. Okay, so we're gonna roll. Ooh, 2, none. Okay. All right, so now we are ready to move to the next endurance box. So in this case, we're going to attempt to intercept the raid right here at Frankfurt. Put my fighter there on the raid. And we got to roll to see if we encounter a fighter sweep. So again, in April of 44, a 1 is an encounter, 2 to 6, no encounter. 3, no encounter. Okay. Now we got to determine what we're encountering here. So now we roll 1d10. This is going to tell us what type of bomber we're encountering. And it is an 8. And an 8 is a B-24. Okay, so we need the B-24 chart. It is this guy right here. And we got to roll for the escort type. And the escort is a 5. And a 5 is the P-38J. Or L. Okay, so The escort's going to be a P-38. And I need to find that counter. Let me get that out. Okay, I need to roll for the interception. And it is with 2d6. And we roll a 7. And so we are going to be disadvantaged. Okay, so for disadvantaged, I'm going to go after the bomber first, because I'm going to be disadvantaged either way. So I'm going to at least try to go after the bomber first. So in this case, we're going to flip this over and set this chart down here. And the B-24 is what we're going after. So the P-38 is going to have to wait his turn. Okay. Okay, we're going to use our bomber chart up here. And I'm coming in disadvantaged. I can pick. So I want to come in. I think I'm going to attack the starboard or the port. I think I'll go after the port side. Means I'm disadvantaged. And I am using the optional rules, so we're going to do a couple of these things. I need to correct what I was doing. All these items are listed 1 through 10. I thought roll the die and it tells you where you come in at. That's not the way to do it. The way to do it is you pick where you want to come in. Head on, tail, or from the flank. So I'm going from the flank. And so flank, port, then we roll the die. And this is here in the rules, right here. We're on page 32. And we're going to come in here and we're going to see what we get here. And we roll a d6. And we get a 5. And a 5 on d6 on flank port is approach track 7. Okay. So we're going to take our range marker. We're on track 7. So this is, we're coming in down here. And because we're disadvantaged, we're coming in low. So we're at long, range, and low. All right. So I'm just looking at this. If you're carrying rockets, we're not. And so I'm over now on page 33. And after you determine your approach track, you place your aircraft in the long range box of the appropriate track. If the encounter is disadvantaged and there are no escorts, you start at low altitude. If the encounter is head on, you roll 1d6. You start at level. 4 to 6, you go low. If the encounter is advantaged. If the encounter is out of the sun, the vertical dive is chosen. If a medium range box encounter is disadvantaged, no escorts, there's a chance you may make a vertical climb attack, but there are escorts in all this. Okay. So I'm staying on this attack approach right here, because we are going to be hitting escorts. So I need to make a couple of notes here on my sheet. I didn't do that yet. We are attacking Ludwigshafen, Frankfurt. We're going to put Frankfurt area. And our first encounter is a B-24. Okay. Did it tell us? No, it doesn't really matter on the B-24s. So we are attacking a B-24. All right. We're out here at long range. The bomber's a -1 random hit, and the fighter is -1 random hit. Okay, so we're at long range. I have reflexes, but I'm not going to use them at this range. We're going to make our attack run. So over here, we got to take our ammo and flip it over for one round off of my machine guns that are in the nose, and my cannons are firing. Our firepower is 15. So we're going to pull our card here from the deck. And we have a 15, and a 15 goes down to 12, 5 hits. Okay, so we're going to hit him with 5 hits, -1, so it becomes 4 hits. So now we start rolling. Oh, because I was coming in port, I was aiming at the port wing. Oh, no, wait a minute. I take that back because I'm coming in here against the... He hasn't dropped his bomb yet, so I'm aiming at the fuselage airframe because I'm trying to hit the bomb bay. Okay, so we're aiming at the airframe. We got 4 hits, and we roll a 10-sided die. So here we go. Bomber damage. 4 hits. First hit is 5. Hit his controls. All right. So he damaged controls. He can take 3 hits there. That's 1 hit. Hit number 2. A 2. Airframe. Okay. Well, we hit the airframe. That's what we were targeting. He can take 4 of those. It's 2. Third hit. A 1. That's another airframe. I hit his airframe again. That's 3 hits. And now the 4th hit is 10. Bombay. Woo-hoo-hoo. Let's see what happens here. Bombay. A Bombay hit in the first 2 endurance boxes. We roll 2d6. 7 to 12, there's an explosion. Okay. 2d6. 7 to 12, this baby blows up. 4. Does not. So, it goes as an airframe hit. Okay, so I hit his airframe 3 times. That's pretty good from out there at that range. Had a chance to blow him up. That's why I went with that. Okay, we do his defensive fire. He's -1. 2 hits, so we got 1 hit on me. Okay, so we go to fighter damage chart. We roll the 2d6, and the black is the 10 digit. Oh, get them in the dice tower. Here we go. 33. 33 airframe. So he hit my airframe. So over here on my plane, I can take 3 of those. All right, there's the first hit. Now we're going to move into medium range. And I've almost got this guy. I'm firing at the airframe still. So he's going to be 0 modifier, and I'm 0 modifier. I'm going to fire, use up this ammo. This ammo. Okay. I'm not going to call my wingman yet. I'm going to need him when I go to the fighter escorts, I think. Hope he can help me, because I'll be disadvantaged anyway. All right, here we go. Should I use my reflexes and get the first shot here? I could knock him down. That's what the reflexes give you. You get to hit him before he hits you. I think I will. I think I'll use my reflexes. So I'm going to flip that over to the used side, my reflexes, and I just used it. Okay. And we're going to fire. Oh my goodness. One hit. Wow. Aimed at the airframe. Let's see what we get. We roll 1d10. And we get a 1. Airframe. That's 4 on his airframe. So I just broke him up. So he goes down, and because I used my reflexes, he doesn't get to shoot at me. So I shot him down. All right. So the B-24 is shot down. All right. I get my second kill. All right. So I'm going to mark that up here on my victory. It goes from 1 to 2. I got an air victory now. Okay. That's handier than the paper, I'll tell you. All right. I nailed the B-24. He's gone. Now I got to deal with the P-38 escort. They're pissed at me now because I shot down one of his planes and he thinks he's going to get me. So now, here he comes with the P-38. And we put his marker in here. We put my fighter in here. I'm disadvantaged, so I show him they're at an angle on me. Okay. So I'm going to call for my wingman. Okay. To see if he can't do some damage. So this P-38, his speed is 21, which is better than me. His firepower is a 9, so not as heavy as the P-47. So here he comes with a firepower of 9, which goes to 8. Ooh, 4 hits. Okay. And I called my wingman. He attacks with 16 firepower. Okay, so I got to take 4 hits. So let's do that first, and we'll see what my wingman does to this guy. All right. So we go to the fighter damage chart. And we start rolling. Here's hit number 1. It is 64. 64. He hit my forward weapons. Okay. All forward weapons. Let's see. A hit against forward weapons is all forward weapons. A hit against forward guns is machine guns only. So he hit and knocked out all my forward weapons. So over here, we're going to mark him with all 3 of them are inoperable now. So he knocked out my gun system. That's his first hit. Okay, second hit, 14. Radio. Good thing I already called my wingman in. So he takes out my radio. Radio's inoperable. All right, third hit is 24. 24 oxygen. So he hit my oxygen. So that's right here. And I believe we better check that and see if there's something happens there when he hits oxygen. Wings and tail, oxygen. An aircraft that loses oxygen must disengage after the current pass or round and land immediately. Okay, so we have to disengage. Oh. Oh, I forgot to do this. I've been forgetting to do this. I could have rolled a 1-2 and not had to fight him. And that's a 1-2 on table. I'm not going to cheat myself here because I should have done that, because I would have done that, and I'm going to do that. Otherwise, everything will stand. Enemy disengagement. Disengaging. Let me choose to do this as your action instead of firing. Automatic, if you're advantaged, if you're flying a rocket, let's see, disengaging. Okay, but it was at the beginning of this. Oh shoot. Here it is. Escape chart. Combat against the escort. Okay, I should have rolled on this first. And a roll of 1 to 2, I would have escaped him. And that is on a D6. So I am going to roll that. I'm going to try it. That's what I should have done. So I'm going to roll a 6. I did not escape him. Okay, so we're right back to where we're at. Okay, so I've taken 3 hits, and we got to roll 1 more hit. All right. So I couldn't escape. And he rolls a 65. And a 65 is the airframe. That's my second airframe hit over here. That's 2 airframe hits. Boom, boom. Okay, my fighter's in trouble. All right. That's the end of his hits on me. Now my wingman attacks with 16 firepower. And I got to find, he has a special table that he fires on. I'm looking for it. And it is, oh no, that's attack on the bomber. He fires on this guy with 16 firepower. So we pull him a card, because that's only for the bomber that he rolls 2d6. Okay, so we pull his card, 16 firepower. He gets 4 hits. Okay, so he hits the P-38 4 times. This is my wingman. So we do the same fighter damage right here. He gets a 66. He hit his fuel tank on that P-38. All right, fuel tanks. We roll a 2d6. He might explode. Seven. It's leaking, which is going to require immediate disengagement and forced landing. Okay, so he takes a fuel tank hit on his P-38. Well, that's good, because he's going to disengage from me. And I can get away from him without having to bail out for once. P-38, fuel tank. Okay, here he goes. Second hit. 22. Port engine, so it's his engine. Oh, actually it is his port engine. So he hits his port engine. That's 1 hit. Okay, here we go. Third hit is a 12. Port wing. P-38's getting peppered here. Port wing. 1 more of those will put him down. Okay, here comes the final hit. My wingman gets a 36. Controls. Well, he didn't get him. He shot him up pretty good, but he didn't shoot him down. Okay. All right. So we're at the end of that. I got to break off because oxygen. He has to break off because of his fuel tank. So we both break off and we both go home. All right. So I'm going to go back to my landing box over here. So I'll be at my, sorry, that was there, my fighter. He's going to be landing now. The P-38 is all done. So we didn't have to do anything else there. All right. And we go to our landing chart. And we don't have a landing skill. My controls were not hit this time. Emergency landing, light wound, serious wound, nothing on my landing gear, no engine out. Weather was okay, fuel tank was not. So I'm good, so I can land a safe landing. There's no modifier, 2d6, it's gonna be a safe landing. So I'll roll it, but it really doesn't matter. Okay, and we got 9, safe landing. Okay, I got down, so I have 1, 2, 3, 4 weapon systems damaged here. Engaged a P-38. So my fatigue level is going to go to 5. And I now have 2 kills. I earned 1 that time, so I got my second kill. All right. So the next thing we got to do is, because I am the NCO here at the end, he can do limited scrounging. So, as an Unteroffizier, if your aircraft has 4 to 5 systems damaged from a mission, the damage will be repaired in time for the next sortie. 2, 3, 4, 5. So I'm good. On a 1d6 roll of 4 to 6. I got to do that. Okay. 4 to 6. 1. He did not get it. Okay, so that means that he is going to have to sit out 1 extra. I have 4 to 5 systems damaged, lose 1 sortie for repairs. Okay, I couldn't scrounge enough to get up my parts, so I got to sit out an extra sortie. Okay, so he has to sit this one out for repairs. So that's going to drop him back down to 4 again. So I'm staying at 4 right there. All right, I've got my game points are still at 3. My victories are at 2. And because I shot down that bomber, I get 3 points, I do believe, for that. For my game points. All right, so I'm going to double check that here real quick. Post-combat. Rough carry, injuries. Here, let me find this. All right, so here we had 3 game points, but now we're going to have 6 because I shot down a 4-engine bomber, and he is worth 3 points. All right, so we'll replace that 3 with a 6. All right, and that'll get us ready. He'll get his skill back here. His experience points are still the same for my wingman because he didn't shoot down that guy or get his missions up. Raid's done. My fighter's back at its hangar. And we can clean up this thing. The only thing I didn't do that I want to remember to do is I want to check these fighters and make sure, see if they're aces or green pilots. There's another optional rule, and I did not do that. So I want to do that on my next playthrough. Okay, actually we did pretty good on that one. If my gun systems hadn't got all shot up, but my plane was getting pretty shot up anyway, so it was good that that he was going to break off also. So that helped me a lot. Thank goodness. All right, I think that'll that's going to take care of the first 2 weeks in April, and I'm trying to keep these short so you guys can watch them, see what's going on, and then we'll go on to the next mission, working our way through it. I know it's going to make a lot of parts in the videos, but I think right now I'd rather have the shorter videos. It's easier to watch, and we'll see how we do running through this. All right. Thanks everybody for watching. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you like, and not necessarily if you like it, but please give me a thumbs up for the video. And I'll see you guys for the next mission. Okay, have a good one.